The Devils played a good game in their 5-4 shootout loss to the Flames on Sunday night at Scotiabank's Saddledome to complete a Western Canada swing 1-1-1. Just not a completely complete game. The Devils were offensively than they were defensively when the Flames too often got to the crease for grade A chances. Keith Kinkaid, in stopping 30 shots, was actually quite brilliant at times despite allowing 4 goals. Which, by the way, in a negative nod to last season, is happening with too much frequency for the Devils. That's 10 goals allowed in the last 2 games of this trip, including Friday's 6-3 loss at Edmonton, and at least 4 goals allowed in 5 of the last 8 games. I think on this trip, obviously you'd like to be able to win all 3, Devils coach John Hynes said. Some of the things we learned going into the second month of the season and understand how hard it is to win in this league. The fact that we were able to get points out of this game and the Vancouver game, Wednesday's 2-0 win, are real positive things. We've got to take some lessons from this game and we have to do a better job. You've got to continue to scrap and claw for points. We salvaged some points tonight. I think we've got to be proud of that and be ready to move on and be ready for St. Louis on Tuesday. The Devils start a 3-game homestand on Tuesday night against the Blues at Prudential Center. Our awareness away from the puck when we give up chances has to be better, Hynes said. There's effort. There's intensity and energy in the way we play. Defensively, it's just sometimes the awareness without the puck of where to be and having the right reads. If we can tighten some of those areas up, we'll give up less chances. I think there were lots of time in the game where we had control of the game, Hynes said. I'd say, offensively, attacking-wise, sometimes with the group we have guys who want to go. We just have to tighten some things up defensively, have more awareness away from the puck and understanding where we need to be. Once that maturity comes into our game, it'll be a little bit tighter. Still, this game was much more like the way the Devils want to play and were playing at the start of the season than the first 2 games of the trip. And you can throw in the 2 games prior to the road trip, a 5-4 shootout win over the visiting Senators and a 4-3 win over the then winless Coyotes, as well. It was our best game of the road trip, I think, Taylor Hall said. Our second period wasn't strong at all. We let them get back in the game. The third period we led the battle. We learned if you turn the puck over, they're going to score. The rest of the period we did a good job of managing the puck and limiting their chances and we created an overtime to get a point for ourselves in a coin flip shootout, and you've got to be happy with 3 points. Now it's about coming back home and getting our rest and just trying to get as many points as we can in this hard month. Some post-game observations. 1. Boy, was Miles Wood despondent after the game, after shooting wide on his third period penalty shot with the game tied at 4. He assumed all the blame for the Devils not getting the 2 points. You've got to love his passion and his intensity and you've got to respect how deeply he was hurt by this. But the game didn't come down to his unsuccessful penalty shot. The Devils had other golden opportunities to score and Flames goalie Mike Smith was as good as Kinkaid, perhaps better, and the Flames also missed on a penalty shot. Hopefully, one of Wood's teammates or a member of the coaching staff was able to talk the poor kid off the ledge. 2. Rookies Nico Hischier and Jesper Bratt had rough games defensively, and that's one of the few times this season that could be said. It's hindsight, but I thought it was a curious move to move Drew Stafford off Hischier's right wing on a line with Hall and give Bratt that responsibility along with Hischier. My guess is you won't see those two on a line together come Tuesday. 3. The Devils took 8 of the game's first 9 shots, but wound up being outshot 34-30. That's 6 straight games the Devils have been outshot, and 10 of 13 times this season. Now, you can start analyzing dangerous shots versus shots from the outside. Earlier this season, the Devils were keeping more to the outside. Not in this game. The Flames were getting to the crease and creating grade A opportunities repeatedly. 4. The Devils won 16 of 23 face-offs in the first period and Adam Henrique was 7 of 8 over the first 20 minutes. By the end of the game, The Devils were 34 of 71, 48%, on faceoffs and Enrique was 13 of 22. 5. There's virtually no chance either Marcus Johansson, concussion, or Kyle Palmieri, left foot, return on Tuesday and their absences have been very much noticed. 6. Look, the Devils can be happy, proud, fill in the adjective about going 1-1-1 on this trip and getting 3 out of a possible 6 points. But this is a tough 3-game homestand with the Blues, Panthers, and Oilers coming in, and Saturday's game against the Panthers is the start of a back-to-back that concludes next Sunday at Chicago. And that's the start of a 4-game trip that also includes Toronto, Winnipeg, and Minnesota. The point?